Into the Unmapped Wilds of the Tsarap Valley, 1931. In August 1911, the narrator traveled along the east side of the range dividing Lahul and Rupshu, crossing the Lachalung La and fording the Tsarap River at the Lekulu Road. The upper Tsarap remained unexplored by Europeans except Stolichka in 1865. In August 1931, accompanied by Mr. P. H. J. Tuck, the narrator set out via the Rotang and Baralacha passes, reaching the mouth of the Tsarap on 26th August and camping at 14th and 100 feet on the left bank. The right bank was impracticable. 3 distinct river-level beaches marked the valley, with sharp scree slopes and occasional steep sand and pebble chutes that slowed progress. Routes were reconnoitered and scraped for ponies. The valley was uninhabited, with grazing and dama, Tibetan gorse, as fuel, plus a few bushes and willows near Lama Guru. On 27th August, mapping errors became evident. Nulla A was correct if a fictitious bridge was removed, but Nulla B lay 200 yards lower than mapped. Springs between them indicated a fault, and rare golden pedicularis tuba Flora grew nearby. At Nulla B, an old outlet was blocked by a natural dam, leaving a rock trough named Trough Rock. Camp 2 was on Beach 2. After a reconnoiter day, they moved on 29th August, crossing difficult slopes, flats, and rocky stretches to Nulla C. Beyond, cliffs blocked passage, so a route was cut. A herd of Ibex was seen. On 30th August, they climbed 3,500 feet to the Snowline for bearings, finding discrepancies with maps. On 31st August, a challenging ascent, old paved track remnants, and dangerous gullies culminated in Boulder Ridge, beyond which flats appeared. Old guideposts marked a former track. Crossing another ridge, they reached Lama Guru at 15,000 feet, site of disused windbreaks, cooking stones, and a carved Om Mani Padme Hum. That evening, Nulla D proved barren of game, though barrel horns and a fossil were found. Wildlife was scarce. 1 marmot, fresh wolf tracks, some hoopos, few insects, and very few butterflies, the most common being Argynnis adipe pallida. A limestone vein dubbed Barrier Rock blocked the left bank. On the 2nd September, with a lower river, they crossed to the right bank and made Camp 5 at Tinglung Nulla. Voles were caught, and unusual weathered pinnacles were noted. Beyond Kuriaba, the Sungdum Kiri Ridge narrowed the valley. From its top, flats led to the Malung Lunghir Junction, encircled by peaks around 20,000 feet. Beaches suggested 3 former river levels, possibly lake stages. They camped above the ridge, finding fossils. On 5 September, they reached 16,100 feet near the Pangpo Lakol, collecting new ammonites and belemnites. On 6 September, they stalked Baral unsuccessfully, but found marmots at 17,000 feet, indicating seasonal migration. Disused cooking stones suggested a former trade route from Chumurti and Sotso, later blocked by river changes. Birds near Camp 7 included mountain finches, a teal, ravens, and an owl. Hares were common. Specimens were collected. Fish from the Pangpo stream at 15,700 feet, likely barbel, contained ova and may survive frozen in winter. 2 unusual red worms were preserved. No voles or pikas were seen, except near Baralacha La later. A large white-marked mustelid was shot but lost. Mapping anomalies persisted. Cathedral Peak lay west of its mapped position relative to Acute Peak. Lunghir and Malung Nullas held little life. On 8th September, they began the return in bitter cold, collecting seeds and more fish by hand. They left the Tsarap after camping above Camp 2, crossed the Lingti Plain with migrating wheat ears, and noted differing migration routes from finches, The narrator concluded that the Tsarap Valley offered abundant, unexplored geographical, geological, and zoological work, with collections only hinting at its scientific potential.